Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first edition of Lightning Round Q&A with artist Patrick Turk. Today, Patrick Turk is joining us from his studio in Houston, Texas. Say hello, Patrick.
Hi, everybody.
And today, in 10 minutes or less, we are going to bring some questions to you all submitted by the public and also by a group of our Odom Junior Docents who are 8th graders at Odom Junior Academy in Beaumont. And normally, if things were normal, we would have the Odom Junior Docents come see the exhibition that Patrick has up at AMSET right now, and they would be doing a walkthrough with you, Patrick, and asking you questions in person. But since we're not able to do that due to the museum being closed currently, we have brought some of those questions to you. And if anybody has any follow-up questions after this, feel free to submit them to us via Instagram or Facebook by questions or comments. So Patrick, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. The first question comes to us from Madeline, who asks, what gave you the idea or the concept for your art or art style?
Well, I mean, I think that when I started doing collage, it was kind of what kind of gave me the idea. Before I was doing collage, I was doing drawing and watercolors and kind of other mediums. But once I started doing collage, I got really involved in that, and that kind of informed like a lot of the direction that I started taking, is with just like from playing with paper and images and learning what I could do with them and how I could push collage as a medium. So it was kind of random to get started in collage. I just kind of picked it up actually. And, but yeah, I think that's kind of really what gave me the direction, because before I started doing collage, things did not look like they do now.
Which is great to bring into the next image, because this is a collaged piece, one of the more three-dimensional pieces.
Right.
With a question from Brady, who asks, how did you decide what materials to use for your art?
Yeah, like I guess that's kind of a two-parter in terms of like materials, like the visual materials that I like to use for the actual collage, and I guess just in terms of like working with paper in general and things like that. So go back, what's the question?
How did you decide what material? So yeah.
Sorry.
How was the?
Yeah, again, like this. So I'll tell you the story. What happened? I was working in California. I was living in Houston, but I was working in California on like a work transfer for 6 months, and I decided to start doing collage then because it's such an easy kind of practice to do. Like if you're mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can get like books or magazines anywhere. You don't have to carry them around with you. You can just go pick up materials. So really, to do collage on the go, all you really need to have with you is scissors and like a glue stick. And so that's kind of really how I started using the collage and those materials, was just like, what can I do on the road while I'm not home that's
Mm-hmm.
easy to carry around with me. So that's pretty much where that came from.
Do you still do that when you travel?
Sometimes I try not to. I generally now try to enjoy my travels, but sometimes, like if I have a deadline or something, I'll take stuff with me in the car to cut. I don't really go and like buy materials from cities or places that I'm in just to work on, but
yeah,
I do work sometimes when I'm out doing stuff or driving somewhere or something,
Yeah. Our next question comes to us from Eric, who asks, when did you start making art?
I think I started really enjoying making art probably in like 7th or 8th grade. In middle school, I probably started really like having a good time in art class. By the time, you know, I was in high school and like almost finished with high school, I was feeling really serious about making art and wanting to keep doing it. So, you know, that was about 30 years ago now. I guess I've been making art like professionally or really seriously for about 20 years.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Sabrina asks, are there any other types of media that interest the artist or that they possibly want to incorporate into a future piece?
Yeah, so I've been interested in a long time in trying to incorporate audio, you know, kind of incorporating infrared sensors and things like that that could activate sound, so that when people are looking at the work, they can interact with it kind of like auditorially as well as visually.
Yeah.
So, you know, basically just as you move around looking at the artwork, you might be activating different sounds or I don't know, things like that. That's kind of something I've been wanting to do for a long time.
Yeah.
Also, I've thought about, you know, using printmaking so that I'm not buying these images anymore. I could like use different printmaking techniques to create
Mhm.
the multiples, so that, you know, I can have as many copies as I want.
Yeah, and that's one thing just to point out in this, I mean, in this Q&A session, because I know, and I know this about your practice, and I think you know, in other Q&As and things like that, you talk about it, but some people looking at your work may not know that each of these images is its own image. You haven't Xeroxed or copied or anything. You've cut out each individual image.
Right. Right. Yeah. They're all source material. So like, yeah, a lot of people think that they're Xerox, but actually I buy multiples of the same book. And that's why I think like the printmaking would be an interesting thing, because you can, you know, once you have your whatever plate or whatever printmaking technique you want to use, you can kind of just make as many as you want of it.
Yeah.
You know,
That would be really interesting.
but it would still kind of maintain the like, you know, it's not like you're taking an original of something and then degrading it by copying it, duplicating it, you know, yourself. Like that's why I like to use multiples of the books instead of copying, because like the books are usually better quality prints than what I could get at like a copy shop or what I could make at home.
Yeah.
You know, but with printmaking, you could make like whatever, you know, nice papers, nice inks, whatever.
Yeah, that both of those would be interesting actually. So I'm glad.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing like I need help with, or like it's like that's like a collaboration. So any printmakers or sound artists out there,
come on.
Come on.
Know where to find him. Okay, our last question comes from Paula, who asks, how do you seek out opportunities? I'm assuming Paula's asking about art opportunities, not just life opportunities, which may be another
Craigslist. Yeah, I kind of, well, I kind of look for opportunities that seem interesting or fun to do. You know, maybe if it's if somebody approaches me about doing something in an interesting space, or yeah, I mean, that's I guess that's it. If there's any money involved, that doesn't hurt ever. But yeah, I like to work with people that are cool and that will kind of let me do whatever I want, and not try to put too much restrictions on the art. And in spaces that are interesting, are unique in some way. So, you know.
Well, and talking about that, I mean, the image that we're showing here is not from your show Higher Planes at AMSET right now. Actually, this is from an installation from your show at Chris Worley Fine Arts, and you have a show coming up with Chris in June, hoping. I know that it is having to be postponed because of COVID-19 and everything. But that's a show that you're creating work for right now, right?
Right.
And so kind of looking at this installation here, something to point out is that this is the same installation, one with lights on and one with black lights on, right?
Right, right. Yeah, with this installation, this whole show is all made out of blacklight posters from the 60s and maybe the early 70s. They're all reproductions of original posters, but I did get them out of multiple books. I think I got like 30 copies of this book on blacklight posters.
Yeah.
So they actually work with blacklight, and so this is a sculpture I made. If there was more images of this installation, he's actually looking across the room at this other wall that's covered in blacklight collages.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's fun, and that's what my video in the background also is a different installation of this same. It's a different iteration of the same installation.
It's Uncle Roscoe, right? Is his
Uncle
name?
Roscoe, just not at Chris Worley. It's actually
yeah. Just to show people, to show people the different kinds of installations. Like when you talk about an installation, so they might come to AMSET and see your shapeshifter, which spins on a motor and projects on the wall what it sees, and what it sees is its environment, right? So your installations seem to adapt to the different spaces that they're in. Like you're saying, the video behind you from Rudolph Bloom Art Scan, or Chris Worley here.
Right, right. Yeah. So yeah, that's, it's always nice to have a nice space to work in and with that. Yeah.
So that's it for our quiz round, but we have a second round for you if you're up for it. And it's trivia. Well, quiz time about travel, but time travel specifically. Whew. So we figured, since some of your pieces specifically have to do with time travel, we would take that in a direction that has nothing to do with art or you. What do you think about that?
Love it.
It's going to be time travel in movies. So we have 3 questions.
All right.
Okay. First question.
12 Monkeys. Back to the Future.
Put that one in. I did not. Sorry, that'll be round 2. Okay, so name the movie. A man starts a conversation on his father's old CB radio, changing the future in the process. A, Final Destination. B, Signs. C, Outside Ozona. Or D, Frequency.
What? I mean, I think... Frequency sounds like the most...
You got some context clues there for it.
I'm going with Frequency.
Frequency. Final answer, lock it in?
Lock it in.
Hey, Frequency.
I've got to see that movie now.
It's really good. It's really
good. Okay, here we go.
All right, second question. You got 1 out of 3. In the 1985 film Back to the Future, what speed did the DeLorean need to reach in order to safely travel through time?
Ooh.
A, 65, B, 100, C, 95, D, 88.
If I get this wrong, I just watched Back to the Future 2 like last month, so I
can't help you on this one. I'm sorry.
88 D.
All right, he whispers his final answer. We're taking it. It's 88.
Yeah. I shouldn't have had such a hard time with that. I literally just watched it, but
your instinct was right. You got it.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 out of 3. Going for all 3. Ready?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Which real-life president is shown in the 1997 movie, and also my favorite movie, Contact?
Oh,
A, Bill Clinton. B, Richard Nixon. C, Jimmy Carter. D, George W. Bush.
All right. So when the question first came up, my first instinct was Carter, but then I started thinking Clinton, but then also Bush, Nixon. Okay, I'm going with Carter.
They're all options. I think sometimes second instincts are the best.
Ooh, Clinton?
All right, final answer?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's Bill Clinton.
All right.
And I included a little tidbit down there, interesting information from Wikipedia, the most trusted source in news.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I thought it was great.
So,
thank you.
All good movies.
All good movies.
Well, I still need to see Frequency, but
it's okay. It's, you know what? It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a heart melter. Thank you very much,
Right.
Patrick, for joining us for our Q&A. And your exhibition up at AMSET at the Art Museum of Southeast Texas in Beaumont is on view now, even though we're closed to the public. And we will, hope to, we're following developments and we're still closed to the public right now. But we'll let everybody know when we reopen, and we've extended the show through September 13th. So hopefully everybody will have a chance to safely come visit when they can and see your show at AMSET and follow you on all the social media and see what you're up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right.
Thank you, Patrick.
Ask questions, and thanks for watching, and thanks for the questions that were sent in. Appreciate it.
Great.